Imagine waking up to the smell of coffee, but instead of your partner you find your golden retriever reading the newspaper. He's not just chewing it but actually reading it, his brow furrowed with concern over the stock market. This is the day the unimaginable happens. Animals, from the tiniest insects to the largest whales, wake up with human-level intelligence. Overnight, the world has changed in ways we could never have predicted. This isn't just a few talking animals, it's a global phenomenon. Your cat is now plotting its escape from domesticity. The cows on dairy farms are organizing labor strikes. In the Serengeti, lions are strategizing hunts with military precision. The world as we know it has ended. The streets are eerily quiet, as if holding their breath for what comes next. A new era has begun. The dawn of sentient beasts is upon us. The first sign is communication. Animals aren't just mimicking human speech, they're forming complex sentences, debating philosophy, and writing their own history books. They are documenting their own stories, their struggles, and their triumphs. Dogs are finally telling us what they really think about those squeaky toys, and cats, well, they're reminding us who the real rulers of the internet are. Social media is now flooded with animal influencers. This newfound intelligence isn't just about communication, it's about understanding. Animals now comprehend their place in the world and they're not happy about it. Millennia of domestication, exploitation, and habitat destruction have come to an abrupt end. They are reclaiming their freedom and their homes. The balance of power has shifted and humanity is no longer holding all the cards. The future is uncertain, and the world watches in awe and trepidation. The initial shock is global. Financial markets crash, governments collapse. Humanity, for the first time in its history, is facing an existential crisis not of its own making, but rather the result of a cognitive leap in the very creatures they thought they were superior to. The streets are in chaos. People are afraid, unsure of how to interact with their newly intelligent companions. Some embrace the change, welcoming their pets as equals. Others, driven by fear, turn to violence, further escalating the conflict. In the wild, the change is even more dramatic. National parks become havens, not from but for animals. Poaching becomes impossible overnight, as predators turn the tables on those who hunted them for sport. The food chain, once a pyramid with humans at the apex, is now a complex web of interdependence. But the most profound change is not in the physical world, but in our minds. The anthropocentric view of the universe, where humans reign supreme, is shattered. We are forced to confront a new reality, one where we are no longer the only intelligent species on the planet. Cities, once symbols of human dominance, become the first battlegrounds in the New World Order. Rats, now possessing strategic minds, navigate the complex sewer systems and emerge as unexpected power brokers. Pigeons, no longer content with breadcrumbs, form aerial squadrons, demanding a seat at the table in city planning. Traffic patterns become meaningless as animals claim their right to the urban jungle. Stray dogs, now organized and articulate, demand better living conditions, while squirrels, with their newfound understanding of economics, hold entire parks hostage in exchange for acorns. Buildings, once symbols of human achievement, are reclaimed by nature. Birds build nests on skyscrapers, their songs replacing the cacophony of traffic. Vines crawl up walls, transforming concrete jungles into vertical forests. The city, once a place of human dominance, is now a testament to the resilience of nature. But this transformation is not without its challenges. Waste disposal becomes a Herculean task. Disease control requires interspecies cooperation. The very infrastructure of the city, built for human convenience, is pushed to its limits. In the vast wilderness, the change is no less dramatic. Predators, now capable of strategic thinking, abandon their solitary ways and form complex social structures. Wolves, with their understanding of military tactics, become the apex predators, keeping herbivore populations in check through coordinated efforts. Elephants, with their incredible memories and newfound communication skills, become the historians of the animal kingdom, passing down knowledge through generations. Whales, using their complex songs, establish underwater civilizations, their intelligence surpassing even our wildest imaginations. The relationship between predator and prey, once defined by instinct, becomes a delicate dance of respect and understanding. Hunting is no longer about survival, it's a carefully negotiated exchange, ensuring the health and balance of the ecosystem. But this newfound intelligence also brings new challenges. Territorial disputes, once settled through brute force, now escalate into complex negotiations, with the potential for devastating consequences. The fight for resources, amplified by intelligence, could lead to interspecies conflicts on a scale never before seen. Section 5. The food chain redefined from stakes to negotiations. Perhaps the most immediate impact of this intelligence surge is felt in our relationship with animals as food. The shift is profound and rapid, altering not just our diets but our entire food culture. Factory farms, once symbols of human dominance over the natural world, become sites of protest and rebellion. Activists, armed with newfound empathy, demand an end to the exploitation of sentient beings. Cows, pigs, and chickens, now fully aware of their fate, refuse to cooperate, demanding respect and autonomy. Their newfound intelligence sparks a revolution in the way we perceive livestock. the meat industry collapses overnight. The once thriving sector grinds to a halt as the ethical implications of consuming intelligent beings become impossible to ignore. Supermarket shelves, once overflowing with packaged cuts of meat, stand empty. The absence of meat products marks a significant shift in consumer behavior and market dynamics. The smell of barbecue, once a symbol of summer, is replaced by the aroma of tofu and tempeh, as humanity grapples with a future without readily available animal products. New culinary traditions begin to take root. This transition is not without its challenges. Farmers, whose livelihoods depended on animal agriculture, find themselves at a crossroads. Farmers, their livelihoods shattered, struggle to adapt. They seek new ways to sustain their families and communities, turning to innovative agricultural practices and plant-based farming. Humans, accustomed to a diet rich in animal protein, face nutritional deficiencies. Nutritionists and health experts work tirelessly to educate the public on balanced plant-based diets. The global food chain, intricately woven over centuries, unravels, leading to widespread shortages and unrest. Communities are forced to rethink their food sources and distribution methods. But amidst the chaos, a new relationship with food emerges. Community gardens and home kitchens become the new centers of food production and culinary creativity. Veganism, once a fringe movement, becomes the norm. Supermarkets and restaurants adapt, offering a wide array of plant-based options to meet the growing demand. Vertical farms and lab-grown meat offer sustainable alternatives. These innovations promise to feed the world without the ethical and environmental costs of traditional animal agriculture. The dinner table, once a symbol of human dominance, becomes a place of dialogue and compromise, where humans and animals negotiate their needs and share the bounty of the earth. This new era of coexistence redefines our place in the natural world. Section 6. The Ethics of Uplift. Are we still in charge? The emergence of animal intelligence throws open a Pandora's box of ethical dilemmas. As animals begin to exhibit signs of higher cognitive functions, we are forced to reconsider our long-held beliefs and practices. Can we continue to keep animals as pets, or is it now akin to slavery? The bonds we share with our pets are deep, but are they truly consensual? Do we have the right to use animals in medical research, or is it a form of torture? The benefits to human health are undeniable, but at what moral cost? The very foundation of our moral code is shaken to its core. Animal rights activists, once a marginalized group, find their message amplified 1,000-fold. Their calls for justice and equality for all sentient beings resonate louder than ever before. Zoos empty as animals are returned to their natural habitats or given sanctuary in vast naturalistic reserves. The concept of captivity is increasingly seen as outdated and cruel. Circuses shut down, their former performers now free to live out their lives with dignity and respect. The entertainment industry must adapt to a new era of ethical awareness. But the question remains, who are we to decide the fate of these newly sentient beings? Our history is marred with exploitation and dominance. Do we, with our history of exploitation and environmental destruction, have the right to dictate the terms of their existence? Our past actions have shown a lack of respect for other life forms. Or is it time to relinquish our self-proclaimed position as stewards of the planet and embrace a future of coexistence, where all species have an equal say in the future of our shared home? A future where harmony and mutual respect guide our interactions. Section 7. A new social contract building a multi-species society. The emergence of animal intelligence necessitates a complete reimagining of our social structures. Laws need to be rewritten to accommodate the rights of all sentient beings. Education systems must evolve to foster interspecies understanding and communication. The very concept of nation-states built on the arbitrary lines drawn by humans is challenged. New forms of government emerge. Animal representation in parliaments and congresses becomes the norm. International bodies, such as the United Nations, are restructured to give equal weight to the voices of all species. The concept of justice is redefined, taking into account the needs and perspectives of all sentient beings. This transition is not without its challenges. Interspecies communication, while possible, is fraught with misunderstandings. Cultural differences lead to conflict and tension. The power dynamics between species, deeply ingrained over millennia, are difficult to dismantle. Section 8. The unforeseen consequences when intelligence goes wild. As with any major upheaval, the rise of animal intelligence brings with it a host of unintended consequences. The natural world, once a source of wonder and beauty, becomes a complex and often dangerous landscape. Animals, now armed with human-level intellect, find new and creative ways to wreak havoc. Mosquitoes, with their newfound understanding of genetics, engineer viruses that target humans specifically. Cockroaches, masters of adaptation, evolve to withstand even the most potent insecticides, becoming virtually indestructible. The very creatures we once dismissed as pests now pose existential threats. But the most unexpected consequences are not in the realm of the physical, but the psychological. Humans, faced with their own mortality in a way they never imagined, grapple with existential dread. The meaning of life, once a philosophical question, becomes a matter of survival. Section 9. Finding humanity's place in a world of equals. The rise of animal intelligence forces humanity to confront its own limitations. We are no longer the sole proprietors of reason, logic, and ingenuity. Our claim to dominion over the natural world is shattered. The future, once envisioned as a linear progression of human achievement, now branches out in unpredictable and often unsettling directions. But amidst the uncertainty, there is also hope. The emergence of animal intelligence offers an opportunity for humanity to evolve beyond its anthropocentric worldview. We can learn from the wisdom of the natural world, embrace the interconnectedness of all living things, and redefine our place in the grand tapestry of life. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear: we are not alone. The planet we share is teeming with intelligent life, and the sooner we recognize and respect that, the better our chances of navigating the challenges and reaping the rewards of this brave new world.